exercises, that you're doing your spinal molding exercises, because without your nerves functioning, going to the organs to digest that food that we've just eaten, nothing is going to work. You're not going to be able to absorb all those nutrients. And so that's essential number 3. Core, so making sure that we're exercising as well. So getting as much oxygenation to those tissues and as much lean muscle tissue on our bodies as we possibly can. That's why we hold 3 workout classes a week. So Mondays after we get done with adjusting, so about 6 o'clock, Wednesdays at 6 o'clock, and then Saturday mornings. We hold 3 a week. You can come and join us. We also have it online. You can do those as well, or we can just teach you how to do it, just an interval training session where you can do it at home and at the comfort of your own home. The biggest thing is that we do it, right? The last one is to minimize the amount of toxins that we put into and onto our bodies. A lot of times we don't think about it. You know, we have these products that we use at home that we put on our skin. Do we know what's in it? Do we think that can affect us? Actually, our skin absorbs most of the stuff from around us, and we're constantly breathing in the air around us. We've got to find ways to minimize those amounts of toxins that we're exposing ourselves to on a daily basis. Okay, so those are the 5 essentials. I've tried to find out which one we can eliminate. It just doesn't work. That's not how health works. We've got to find out a way to create a combination of all of these in our lives so that we can move forward and attain those goals that we want. All right, so then what's next? So we're going to do a consultation coming up next. That's why you're going to turn these papers into me at the end. We're going to figure out ways or action steps that you can do. I'm going to have you write down tonight. There will be little action steps that you can take throughout each of these slides that we're going through so that you can figure out little things that I can do going forward from here. So you can write those things down, and at our next consultation, so whether it be your 1-month exam or your 2-month exam, we can talk to you about what you've been doing as far as working on those, and as far as how they're coming along. If you need help or support with those, we're here for you, okay? So in preparation for this next meeting though, did everybody get the book, Align Your Health? Okay. Start reading through that book. It's a blue book. It looks like this. So Align Your Health. Work on reading that one to make sure that you can start finding out what these essentials are. Because all the information, like I said, tonight's about transformation. All the information about the 5 essentials are in that book. So that's going to be one of your biggest key resources in finding out what to do. So the first essential, max mind. This is actually why we do what we do. So if we have a big enough why, then we can go ahead and move forward with doing anything. If we have that drive behind us, and we know our why we're doing something, why do I come and get adjusted, why do I buy organic food, then that's how we can make sure that we have the drive to keep moving forward and doing what we need to do. So I want to tell you a story about this one. And I think I've told it to a couple of you before, but it's a story of a horse. And what it is there was this artist, and he lived in Italy, we'll say. It was during the Renaissance period, and he was very famous. People came from all over the country to come and see him and see the work that he made. He would have huge blocks of marble and granite sent to him, size of houses, and he would make these magnificent sculptures. And people would come from all over and they'd say, Maestro, how do you do this? How do you create these magnificent sculptures out of marble? And he said, well, first I get a vision in my mind of what it is that I exactly want. So in this case, he was sculpting a horse at the time. And so he said, I get that vision in my mind of what I'm sculpting, and I know exactly what that is. And once I have that clear picture of what it is that I want, then I just chip away everything that doesn't look like a horse. So it may seem as simple as that, but that's where it all starts. We have to start with our reason or why, or we have to build our mindset up to understand what it is exactly that we want, so that we can just slowly chip away whatever it is that doesn't look like a horse. Okay? So we got to find these things, identify these things in our lifestyles that may be recreating our patterns of subluxation, maybe recreating our negative thought processes, maybe recreating our tendencies to just, you know what, I'm going to be lazy today and I'm going to sit on the couch. We got to find what those little things are, and we got to slowly chip away at them. It's not going to be one big, huge transformation all at once. I mean, you definitely could do that. Some people go cold turkey, but we've got to just slowly chip away whatever doesn't look like a horse, okay? So that's what we've got to do first, is maximize our mindset and make sure that we can do that. So first action step. Let's see if it's on here. Yes. So write down all the reasons why you want to be healthy. So you can think about this later, but write that down on your papers as one of the things that you need to do as homework tonight. All the reasons why I want to be healthy, whether it's to play with my grandchildren, whether it's to continue playing baseball, or to be able to just live pain-free. I mean, that's a good side effect. Like TJ said, like Dr. Osborne said before, being pain-free is a great side effect of being healthy. So write down all the reasons why you want to be healthy, all the reasons why you want this transformation, okay? So that's your first action step for tonight. The next one is we've got to prioritize how we use the time. The biggest excuse or the biggest complaint that I get when coming to these transformations is, you know what, I don't know if I have enough time to fit in an exercise routine, or I don't have time to go shopping. I have to go eat out. It's the fastest, quickest way to do things. So what we've got to do is we've got to find out how we prioritize. And the only thing that doesn't change in our days is how much time we're given. We have 24 hours a day, every day. So that never changes. So we've got to find out what we're doing with the time we're given. Switch this right here. So for me personally, I look into this, I did a little breakdown, and this is kind of a rough guesstimate. Work 8 hours, commute 2 hours on a good day. You know, sometimes around here it's a little worse. Hygiene, 30 minutes. Eating, take about an hour doing that. Reading, an hour. I calculated my sleep in there even, so that's about 6 to 7 hours. Spend time with my spouse, an hour. Do life as someone, am I getting some, no?
That's not that long.
That's not that, okay. I gotta up it, all right. Well, see, look, I totaled it all out. That's 18 hours. So I have 6 extra hours. So I could tack 6 extra hours onto time with the wife. That's 7 total hours. So we could find that I've got 6 extra hours, and that seems like a pretty full day. Like work, commute, hygiene, that seems like we've got a lot of the bases covered there. So if we do this, you can pull it up onto Google Calendar like this. You can plug everything in. Plug even like wake up and getting ready, reading time, working, getting ready, reading, making breakfast. You plan everything in.
Shopping.
And then
shopping for food.
Oh yeah, so that's right here. Sunday grocery shopping, 10 to 12 p.m.
For the whole
So that's where you've planned everything in, and then you can see in your schedule. Oh, I got like a good solid half hour right here that I can play with. I've got a good 15 minutes here that I can play with. I've got this time here, and you fill in all those cracks. That way you can optimize or maximize, good word choice, right? Maximize how we're using our time. So this is one thing that you can use to prioritize your time, and if there's something in there that doesn't look like the horse, chip it away. So if you have something in your schedule that doesn't fit with your goals that you want, why you want to be healthy, why you want this transformation, cut it out of your schedule. Don't be afraid to do that. Be empowered. This is your schedule. It's your time. Find a time to just cut that out and try something new. Because if you keep doing what you've always done, then you're going to keep getting what you've always got, right? So that's why we've got to cut those things out. So, essential number 2. So I'm going to give you a challenge too. If you want to go and look at your schedule, go ahead and do that. Take the time out to see what you're using and how you're using your time, and find a way to change it up a little bit. So essential number 2, core chiropractic. This is probably one of the most important ones. You got a lot of this when you came to your doctor's report with Dr. Osborne or Dr. Sherry. They probably talked about the nervous system to the point where I don't need to even really cover it anymore, but this is actually one of the most important ones. So even engineers and builders know that the strongest and most stable structure is an arc. That's why they build bridges with the arc. So we've got to make sure that we're working on that curve in our neck, okay? So let's pull it up here. There we go. Our action step for this one is if you've been prescribed or given home care exercises, which I'm pretty sure all of you have, do those prescribed home care exercises and make all of your visits 100% for the next week. So give those exercises 100% for this next week, okay? And once you make the week, if you think that was easy, go another week. And if you think it was easy again, go another week. But this is where you either make or break it, because your nervous system is controlling everything else further down the line. So your gut, your brain, everything is controlled by your nervous system. So we got to make sure that we're doing our home care there, okay? And it's frozen. No, the back one. Okay, so max nutrition. This is a big one. This is one that we could probably talk on for a little bit, and that's why we've given you that questionnaire about your the quality nutrition. So based off of this one, what we're going to do is we're going to answer some questions going forward. We'll send you a follow-up email to make sure that you can see where you scored on that, what that score actually means, and what recommendations we have for you going forward off of that one. Because this one's a pretty fickle one. There's so many things out on the market. There's so many things on Facebook, trends and fads. Do this diet, do this diet. And so it's hard to know what actually works. Your Align Your Health book has all the answers in it, but we can kind of help you choose which plan is best for you, whether the core plan or whether the advanced plan, or whether there's something else that we might need to do above and beyond that. But the three main things that I recommend is first to change your meats and your dairy. So if you eat sick meat, you're going to have a sick you, right? So our meats are actually most meats in the United States are fed corns. Most meats are given hormones. Most meats are given antibiotics. And if these things are in your meats, that's going to also trickle down into you. It's something called, I'll try and stay out of the school terminology, but it's called toxic bioaccumulation, all right? It's going to build up in that cow. It's going to trickle down to you. It's going to trickle down to the line, okay? So we want to make sure that we change our meats. Find a way. If you could only change one thing in your diet, the other excuse or the other thing that I get is, oh, it's too expensive. It really is. Like, I'm right there with you. I was on a student budget forever, and that's probably one of the hardest things to change. If you can't buy anything else organic, or you can't buy anything else, at least let it be your meat that you change, and your butters that you change from regular or normal to organic and grass-fed. All right, that's going to be one of the biggest things that's going to change your health and your health overall.
So where do you go to get that meat?
So usually at the stores that you go to, and this is why we hold shop with the docs as well. So we'll have events in our office where we'll take you out to a store, take a group of like 10 people out, and we'll say, this is a good option, this is a better option, and this is the best option. Because we can't all afford the best option. I know I couldn't, but we can go for the good or the better option. So that's why when you go to the store, it'll say on it grass-fed beef or grass-fed whatever it is, whatever it may be. And then sometimes there's the ones that you've got to look for now is called grass-finished, because sometimes they'll feed them grass for a little bit, and then at the very end they'll fill them up with corn and stuff like that to get them really fat so that they can gain weight, and then that's when they get it.
So you would say that's not a store, but rather a product that you buy in a store.
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, your products that you buy, try and find ones that are organic. For meats, should be grass-fed. For other products, so other food items, they should be non-GMO if you can, and organic. So look for those labels, and we can give you resources on that one as well. Omega-3s is a big one. So this is one that Dr. Osborne will hit on all the time, and this is one that we're going to hit on really, really hard as well during our next advanced workshop called Heart Strong. So I want to let everybody know that we have to sign up for that one as well. If you want to find out how to decrease inflammation in your body, decrease pain, and make your heart stronger and last longer, that's going to be definitely the workshop that you're going to want to go for that one. But omega-3s are going to be the biggest thing to help you start changing the tide in the inflammation in your body, bringing it down so that you're staying healthy longer, okay? Greens and roughage, we need to eat a lot of those. The fiber in that helps change our bodies from burning sugars and carbs and basically junk fuel. So if all those sugars and carbs, when they burn, I compare it to diesel fuel. It puts off a lot of exhaust, a lot of extra fumes. Whereas when you start eating greens and roughage and cleaner things like that, they burn a lot cleaner, and so you'll have less exhaust. It's kind of like driving a natural gas vehicle or a Tesla. That's probably a better one. So if I could recommend only 3 things to change in your nutrition, those would be the ones. They're going to have the biggest impact, the biggest bang for your buck, and help you move forward with that one. So the next one, let's see here. So supplementation. A lot of the other problem with our foods here that we get, so you go to the grocery store and you're like, I'm buying salad or I'm buying kale. The big issue is with farming tactics that we use around here and with different products that they start to use on our foods, all those foods become nutrient depleted. The soils have been farmed so many times over and over again that those things become nutrient depleted. The soil no longer has the zinc or the magnesium or other things that we need, other minerals that we need to make sure that our body functions the way that it needs to. So there are some times that we need to supplement our bodies, and it's not to treat anything, but it's to remove interference again. So let me get some water here. So the first one is we have multivitamins. We can't get all the nutrients that we need from the food that's here because of the farming that we do in America. And so a multivitamin is going to help cover most of the bases in that region there. We have both his and her vitamins, and that helps. They're specifically tuned to help him or her have a balanced magnesium, and they have specific ratios. Like I said, tonight's not going to be about information, but we have different supplements that I would highly recommend as well. Vitamin D3. They did a study that showed that the gross majority, I believe it was over 80% of people in North America were deficient in vitamin D. So in their system, they were not producing enough. And the only way that you can produce enough is if you expose more than 75% of your body, which might be illegal in some states, to full sun at noonday for I believe it was a half an hour. So I don't know how many of us are doing that on a regular basis. If you are, good for you, but again, watch out for the cops. They don't like that stuff. But try and find a way to get that vitamin D. So whether it is by getting out in the sun on a regular basis, doing your exercises, doing your surge out there, or supplementing with it, because it's one of the harder ones to get into our bodies.
Just real quick, multivitamins, any brand, anything?
We have one here that we really recommend. It's gone through a third-party testing lab. It has better ratios than most out there, and so I can specifically vouch for this one because I know the third-party testing that it's gone through. But if you're already taking a multivitamin, good. Bring it in. Bring the bottle in. We'll check it out for you, and we'll look at it, and we'll make sure that the ratios are looking good. Yeah, that's something that we would highly recommend is getting a multivitamin. And like I said before, optimal omegas is very important. So we have, like I said, we have our own brands. Vitamin D3, Optimal Omega, and the multivitamins up front. And we also have, I don't know if you saw it in the back of your packet, but tonight, since you came here to our health talk, if you want to make that transformation, if you want to move forward into getting some of these things and changing some of your supplementation in your diet, we are offering a discount on some bundles, so 10% off on all products tonight. So there's some bundles on there that you can look at. There's specific ones, so if you want to do it for immune support, there's a bundle for that. If you want to do it for gaining momentum, there's a bundle for that. If you want to completely transform, like total rehaul what you're putting into your body, there's a bundle for that as well. So just look for that at the end of the packet, and you can talk to Vanessa afterwards, and she'll get you set up with that. So the reason why we take those omegas is because every one of your cells is made up of these things. These are triglycerides, they're lipids, and that's what omegas are. So every one of your cell membranes is made up of these lipids. And if you have bad ones or broken ones, so damaged fats is what they call them, like Crisco or vegetable oils or canola oil. Canola oil was actually originally created as an industrial lubricant. And then we decided, hey, let's put it in our food. So look into that. Start looking at labels and being like, hey, there's canola oil in this. I wonder if that's healthy for me. If you don't know what it is, look it up. If you can't find what it is on the internet, ask one of us. Like I said, I've been steeped in information for the past 7.5 years. I could probably help you out with that. But like I said, all of your cells in your body are made up of these lipids. So if you want your cells and your skin to be healthier, if you want your organs to be healthier and live longer and not as prone to damage or injury where we get those aches or pains or stuff like that, if you want to prevent some of that injury, those healthy fats and the omega-3s are going to be one of those things that will help with that. So this is, again, still on the maximize nutrition. This is probably one of the most important ones as well. Finding the ones that you could buy GMO and buy non-GMO. Obviously, if you can, buy everything non-GMO, but there's some times when you can't do that. So they have the list that's called the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen. These ones are usually the ones where we eat the skins on them, so apples or peaches or stuff that we're eating, so salads. These ones where we're not taking off the outside layer, like avocados or onions, those ones you're peeling off that outside layer. So you're not as likely to get the stuff that has been sprayed onto the outside of that. Whereas these ones, they've been heavily sprayed with the Roundup or the BT toxin or the glyphosate. Those are the things that are going to cause your gut to become leaky, or those are the things that are going to cause other health issues. They're going to do more damage than they are good. So if you want to, if you buy anything that's non-GMO and that's organic, buy them off of this side. If you can't afford it, then you can go off of, if you can't afford it, then you can buy all these ones organic as well. But go off of this being the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen. Okay, so in the book it talks about the advanced plan and the core plan. Now you may say, how do I decide which plan is right for me? This one, the core plan, is your basic nutrition. It's how we should be eating for healthy families. So it's your baseline. It's how you should be eating for normal healthy families. If you are in a state where you're in adrenal fatigue and you've got all your hormones are all out of whack, or if you've got inflammation to the max and you've got disease stuff going on, or stuff going on in your bowels, or leaky gut, or if you want accelerated weight loss, or if you want complete health restoration, the advanced plan is going to be the one for you. And the breakdown for that is in the book. It even has a challenge. If you look on page 196 in the book Align Your Health, it has a challenge for you where you can actually go ahead and start creating a meal every week, and it has the recipes in the book already for you. So it shows you that having a variety of different foods and eating healthy doesn't have to be boring. It doesn't have to be celery and carrots all the time. So they have tons of different recipes already planned into a whole week for you. So breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a snack planned out for an entire week that you can go in and look in there. So that would be my challenge for you. If you want to change the way your diet is, or if you want to change how you're eating, go to page 196 and Align Your Health, and it gives you a whole plan. It's already laid out for you. Just follow that for a week. Test it out. Give it a shot. See if you don't feel better after the week. See if you don't start healing better and healing faster after that week.
And that's in that book.
It's in the book Align Your Health, yep. So we just got done doing this outside. Alyssa just got done taking everybody outside and doing that exercise. You should have gotten a login as well inside your book when you first started here in the office. So it should give you a login to go online to the Max T3 website. It gives you a little promo code where you can get access to that, and then you can follow along and do the workouts there. But my challenge for you is, if you want to do that at home, follow at home, sure. If you've got the DVD, do it at home or go online. But my action step is do 1 surge workout in the office this week, and do 2 outside of the office at home. Or if you want, come join us for all 3. We'd love to have you here. So that's another writer downer there. That's your action step if you want that transformation that we were talking about earlier. The last one is minimizing those toxins. We've kind of already hit on this one a little bit. So again, it's eating organic. We want to avoid all those things that they spray on top of the foods here. We want to make sure that we're reading those labels. If we don't know what it is, if we can't pronounce it, that's probably something that we should avoid. If it has, one of my rules is if it has more than 5 ingredients in it when I go shopping around the store, it's no longer a food. It's become so far processed that it's not really a food anymore. So read your labels. If it's something that doesn't make sense, bring it into us. Ask us about it. We'd love to help you with that. And come to the workshops. Like I said, Dr. Osborne is going to be doing an advanced workshop here. We're at the Heart Strong workshop. He's going to show us all the different things that can be affecting your heart, all the things in the environment that can be affecting us. And so if you want to get started on one of those detoxes as well, we have a product here in the office that does that. That helps your body start afresh, get that clean slate so that you can remove some of those things that your fat cells are holding on to, and get rid of those toxins so that you can start healing faster and feeling better. So today at the end here, I'm going to have you turn all these things in. If you finished all these, go ahead and bring them in, turn them on up to me, but I wanted to open it up for any questions here at the end if anybody has any questions about health. Yeah. Remind me of your name again, sorry.
Ed.
Ed, okay.
Does the omegas, does that have shellfish in it?
Not all of them. So that's another thing you want to look for.
Shellfish. That's why.
So that's the one you want to look for. You want to look for ones that are sourced from the smaller fish, like anchovies or sardines. Because when you get to the bigger fish, if you start to get fish oils from tuna, for example, tuna is a predatory fish, and if it's eating smaller fish, that's where we get what we talked about earlier, that toxic bioaccumulation. So the little fish gets eaten by the bigger fish, gets eaten by the bigger fish, and all the mercury that's been built up in all of those, or all the radiation from the Fukushima meltdown or anything like that, is building up in that fish and then being concentrated down into an oil directly for you. So get the smaller fish. And that's why we have product here that we recommend. We've already vetted it to make sure that it's a good source. So, any other questions? Okay, my last question for you is, who of you have that coworker that you know of that that's fallen asleep on their desk throughout the day, or that boss that's just super angry and it's because his hormones are all out of whack and he's got back pain and that's why he's always angry and on your case? Or who's got that friend or family member that's struggling with that healthy and that healing that we've talked about tonight? Does anybody know anybody like that? So, yeah. So what we're doing as well, if you look in the back of your packet, we have a corporate wellness program. So if anybody at your work or if anybody that you know of needs to hear this message that we talked about tonight, these little tips on how to change your health, how to start moving in that right direction. We do these exact same talks. Let's see. Yeah, the corporate wellness program. We do these exact same talks. We'll come to you at your work, and we'll do this talk. It'll be a short 15-minute talk. I tried to get done in about 30 minutes tonight. And so if you want to help your coworkers find that source of health, find out which way they can remove that interference from their body, let us know. Give us the opportunity to come and talk to them and help them find that way that they can be healthier and happier so your boss isn't always on your case. All right? Thanks again, guys, for coming out tonight. Vanessa's going to be up front if you want to buy any of the product. It's 10% off tonight. But thank you again for coming and being dedicated to your health.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Do you want us to stick with these here?
Oh yeah, I'll collect them. So you can go ahead and bring them up to me. And is it okay? I'm going to get your permission right here. Is it okay if I follow up with you? If I send you a personal email and ask you how we can help you further with these goals that you want?
Sure.
Okay.
Josh, can I give an attestation?
Yeah, of course. Yes. Carol Ann.
I've been coming here since January, and when I came, I was using a walker, and now I'm practicing walking with the walking sticks. And I've been doing the exercises at home every day, and I just started coming to Surge a few weeks ago, and I've lost 117 pounds, and I feel better than I felt in a long time. I had the last 10 days, I felt amazing. So it works.
So it's all about.
I'm the proof.
It's all about the. So would you say that these action steps that I gave tonight would be a good jump start in towards
definitely.
moving towards that?
Definitely.
Because
And
is that
be
what you
careful
did, or
with reading the labels? You go to Sprouts and there's all this supposedly healthy stuff, and you read and it's got canola oil in it. And like all this, you wouldn't believe what's in those things once you start reading the labels too.
Wow.
But
Well, thank you for your
so
testimony.
anyway, I just love to share it because it's done so much for me.
Good.
And
So-
if I can help somebody else, inspire somebody else to do it, it excites me.
Excellent.
So,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you, Carol.
It works.
It does. It truly does. Health is simple. Health is simple. We usually try to overcomplicate it. All right.
Yeah, they
Thank
want
you.
They want you to answer so that later they'll go over with you when you have your review.
Julio, you're looking super sharp today, man. What are you dressed up for? Nothing? Man, you just look super slick already. Thank
Well,
you.
you know your physician, right? And so there's certain, like after so many weeks, they'll do a reevaluation. So this is when they'll think, I'd believe that's right, Josh? She's
What was that?
asking about.
And then if you guys want to turn in those questionnaires, you can leave them with me or.
I've been collecting them, yeah.
Yeah, she just had a question about when you were gonna review all this stuff, and I was thinking it was at the evaluation.
So at one of your next exams, so we usually do regularly scheduled exams, so about once a month. We check in with you and make sure that you were reaching your health goals. So we're going to put this with your file, so we can check in on this on your health goals at that point. So all these action steps that I gave you tonight, try and start putting that or implementing them into your life. And like I said, it's not all about being all the way at the end of the spectrum of health by the end of the month. It's a slow process. We chip away a little bit what we can, whatever doesn't look like a horse, okay?
My question about all that is how is it going to affect my digestion? I have been since a very long time having bad digestion.
Mm-hmm.
So
I remember. Yeah.
So
Thank you.
I have looked at some recommendations and eating oranges and that. I cannot do that.
Okay. Okay. So that's where the advanced plan is probably going to be the best thing for you in the book. So where it talks about the advanced plan, that's probably going to be the best thing for you to start to get to reset your system. It's going to be taking out all those things that are going to be aggressive or inflammatory towards your system, and it's going to take those out, and then you can, after you've done the advanced plan for a little while, you can start reintroducing things slowly to see which ones are the real culprits in affecting your health and affecting your digestion, and then you can know, hey, this is something that my body has grown intolerant of. And actually, when you go through the advanced plan and as you get adjusted, these things could start to turn around. And so this is where you can start following those little action steps. But like I said, we can sit down with you a little bit further and do a little deeper consultation. I'm going to follow up with you on